Greetings and salutations, friends, family, fans, listeners, stalkers, the like. Look at my eye. I got a really stupid story about that. But, uh, oh shit, I forgot what I was gonna say. No, it's the Mind of Microwaved episode 6. I was wrong yesterday. Yesterday was 5, today is 6. And I started watching a movie last night, The Church, by Michelle Salvi. Suavi. I think that's how you say it. I didn't expect it to be a double dip of his work this week. Um, but this film, I didn't. I need more time with it. I haven't formed my opinions. Honestly, I checked the back of my eyelids a couple of too many times and lost a couple of plot points. So I got to go back and watch it again. So I decided today that I was going to talk about something um, musical. Um, in 1991, the year I was graduating high school, John Balance and Peter Christopherson got together and decided to create an acid techno record. I don't know if that's what they created, but they created perhaps one of the coolest records of all time that bounces across all genres and really is a brilliant piece of electronic music. And that is COIL. Love's Secret Domain. This is the 30th anniversary edition vinyl on two 180 gram vinyl records that I got from Wax Trax a few years ago. The original, of course, pressed was originally was pressed on Wax Trax Records as well. Um, and anybody that knows me knows that basically if an artist was signed to Wax Trax, I probably bought their record at some point in time. But this album, oh my goodness, this album is an extremely unique album in the fact that it's kind of the bridge between kind of the experimental side of electronic music and the more accessible side. Now we have to understand that Peter Christopherson came to us from the band Throbbing Gristle. And him and John were a gay couple. And so it was really one of those things where they they broke down walls and boundaries. Now, if anybody's familiar with the Wax Trax record story, you are familiar with the owners were also gay men, and they pioneered um, out of the norm music, especially a lot of the European techno and industrial music that was coming from Europe. They were bringing it to Chicago and sharing it, and people like Al Jorgensen was hearing it, and Chris Conley, who was an employee at Wax Trax Records back in the day. Wax Trax was responsible for bringing Bauhaus to the United States the first time. Um, Wax Trax is just the greatest American record label, probably of all time for some of us. And this album, I think, is one of the pinnacles of art on the label. Um, they had a couple of singles with this. I believe The Snow and what was the other one? Window Pane were the other. They were kind of the big singles for this. Um, but it's indescribable. It is like techno, it is like an industrial, but there's some spoken word and there's like weird experimentation and there's chaotic. It's really, 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 really good. And it's one of those records you could throw on your headphones and hear something new every time you listen to it. Um, both Peter and John are gone now. Peter went on to do some pretty amazing things. He directed videos for Nine Inch Nails. He directed videos for Silverchair. Um, he did a lot of work with Nine Inch Nails, including the film for Broken. And if any of you've ever seen that, that's quite an incredible film, short film for that EP. Um, and they they just they were pioneers of art. They also, most of you who are COIL fans will know this, but Clive Barker hired them to do the score for Hellraiser, and it was deemed too scary for the film, and so they went with Christopher Young. And if you are familiar with Christopher Young's score, it's a bit dark as it is. The Coil soundtrack eventually got released as How to Destroy Angels. And there's a song on that, I believe, called The First 5 Minutes of Death that I encourage everyone to check out, hunt down, and listen to if you can find it. So much great music from Coil. But if you're new to the Coil, if you're new to the genre of kind of experimental techno, experimental industrial, this album is your gateway drug. Coil, Love Secret Domain, 1991, Wax Trax Records. And as always, I'll put my links in there. Thank you for watching. If you're a fan of this album, leave a comment. What's your favorite song? What's your favorite soundscape of the album? Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.